And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here from the Smith in Boonville, New York, as the Elmira Pioneers get set to take on the Adirondack Trailblazers for the first time in 2014 as the Trailblazers members of the PGCBL West Division, so a divisional matchup here between the Pioneers and the Adirondack Trailblazers. As we'll give you the starting lineups here before our contest, as Elmira coming in with a mark of 9-6 on the year, and for the Adirondack Trailblazers, they come in with a mark of 3-12. As we'll give you the starting lineup first for the home team, the Adirondack Trailblazers. As leading things off, it'll be the designated hitter, number 5, Mike Carter. Batting second, it'll be the left fielder, number 9, Matt Burns. Batting third, it'll be the first baseman, number 55, Mark Williams. Batting fourth, it'll be the center fielder, number 24, Justin Kornblatt. Batting fifth, it'll be the third baseman, number 16, R.J. Devish. Batting sixth, it'll be the right fielder, number 15, Garrett Longhurst. Batting seventh, it'll be the second baseman, number 1, Dan Priori. Batting eighth, it'll be the catcher, number 8, Dan Cecilia. And batting ninth, it'll be the shortstop, number 30, Hunter Thomas. And getting the start tonight for the Adirondack Trailblazers, it'll be number 17, Raleigh Lacey, a right-hander out of Creighton, where he's a freshman. And now the starting lineup for the Pioneers, leading things off, it'll be the right fielder out of Manhattan, number 7, Chris Kaluzdian. Batting second, it'll be the center fielder, number 6, T.J. Dixon out of Samford. Batting third, it'll be the left fielder, number 4, Nick Walker out of Old Dominion. Batting fourth, it'll be the first baseman, number 10, Christian Santisteban out of Manhattan. Batting fifth, it'll be the designated hitter, number 44, Zach Bellinger out of St. Rose. Batting sixth, it'll be the third baseman, number 5, Taylor Hilson out of Mansfield. Batting seventh, it'll be the second baseman, number 2, Taylor Skirpon out of Penn State. Batting eighth, it'll be the catcher, number 26, Jordan Taylor out of Radford. Batting ninth, that'll be the shortstop, number 12, Derek DeLear out of Florida International. And the starting pitcher tonight for Elmira, number 29, Sam Sinnen out of Old Dominion. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here from the Smith in Boonville, New York, as we get closer to tonight's first pitch between the Pioneers and the Trailblazers. First two times these teams will meet up in 2014. They'll actually meet a week from today, right back here at the Smith for a doubleheader, as that doubleheader is scheduled before the season between these two ball clubs. As Elmira comes in with a 9-6 mark, they have won their last 3 games. After losing 3 in a row, they come in a half game behind the Newark Pilots for first place in the Western Division. For the Adirondack Trailblazers, they come in with a mark of 3-12, as they are 6.5 games back of first place Newark. As Elmira was off in PGCBL play last night, Elmira did play a home game against the NYCBL's Niagara Power, as Elmira was able to pick up a 13-4 win in that contest. For the Adirondack Trailblazers, they fell 8-4 to the Glens Falls Golden Eagles, as Glens Falls struck for 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to come back and beat the Adirondack Trailblazers 8-4, as all 5 Golden Eagle runs came with 2 outs in the inning, as the inning was highlighted by a Garrett Bernardo 2 RBI single to right center field. That would give the Golden Eagles a lead. As we get set for baseball here from the Smith, as leading things off, it'll be Chris Kaluzdian for Elmira out of Manhattan. Kaluzdian on the year, batting .309. This is 15th game, 17 hits and 55 plate appearances, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, also 2 doubles on the year. As they get set to face off against Raleigh Lacey. Here's a pitch. That one's popped up high in the air behind home plate, and that one is going to be foul. As the count will be no balls and a strike here early on. This will be Kaluzdian, Dixon, and Walker for Elmira. And this one's going to be slow and away as the count will even up. Taking a look at the Trailblazers defensively around the field. Williams at first, Priori at second, Thomas at short, Devish at third. And in the outfield, you have Burns in left, Kornblatt in center, Longhurst in right, and then Cecilia doing the catching, and the designated hitter is Carter. The count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chris Kaluzdian here in the top of the first inning. Elmira looking to try and pick up their 10th win in 2014. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be high for ball 3, and it'll be a full count to the leadoff batter, Chris Kaluzdian. Now here's the payoff pitch, and Kaluzdian just got a piece of that one. And he was able to follow it back, and the count will stay full here with nobody out in the top of the first inning. So for the Adirondack Trailblazers, a 5-game losing streak after winning their last game against the Utica Brewers 11-10 back on June 18th. As they have fallen twice to Mohawk Valley, twice to Amsterdam, and once against Glens Falls. As 2 of their 3 wins this year have actually come against the Utica Brewers, 1 here at the Smith and 1 at Murnane Field against the Utica Brewers. Our other one coming against the Watertown Rams back on opening day. That was a 6-5 win here at the Smith. So they have won 2 of their 3 games at home, as they are 2-5 and they are 1-7 on the road in the PGCBL. Count still 3 balls and 2 strikes here to the leadoff batter, Chris Kaluzdian, in the top of the first inning. Here comes the pitch from Raleigh Lacey, and that's going to be low and outside, and it'll be a leadoff walk for Chris Kaluzdian. As that'll bring in the Pioneer center fielder, T.J. Dixon out of Samford. Dixon on the year, leading Elmira, batting .362. This is his 16th game, 21 hits and 58 at-bats. 2 doubles, 3 RBIs for him. As the first pitch is going to miss outside for a ball. The left-handed batting Dixon trying to keep this early start of base runners going for Elmira. As a throw over here, and Kaluzdian going to be back in safely. Kaluzdian on the air in the base pass, 4 for 5. As Elmira 35 of 41 in stolen bases as a team. And the 1-0 is going to miss high for a ball. Good eye there by Dixon. As it should be a good matchup on the base pass between these two teams. Elmira comes in with those 35 stolen bases for Adirondack. They come in with 54 stolen bases as a team, as they are 54 for 69. There's a strike call here and a fastball from Lacey. So they count 2 balls and a strike. As Adirondack, their top stolen base getter, Mike Carter, who comes in 9 for 11. Here's the 2-1. That one's going to be swung on and missed. Changing of speeds was Lacey. And the count goes to 2-2. Top stolen base leader for Elmira is at the plate in the form of TJ Dixon. He's 8 for 9 on the year. Kaluzdian leads off first after the walk. He's off for second. The pitch is inside the throw. Not going to be in time. And Chris Kaluzdian is going to pick up his 5th stolen base of the season. And Elmira's got a runner in scoring position with nobody out. And another full count coming here to the batter, Dixon. Lacey now look the runner at second and delivers home. The payoff pitch is swung on up the middle towards the second baseman, Prairie, and he's going to go off his glove. Kaluzdian's going to come around third, and Elmira is going to score the game's first run on a ball put in play by T.J. Dixon. As muscling around third was Kaluzdian. He didn't have the brakes on, that's for sure. So that'll bring in Nick Walker, the Pioneers left fielder, getting a second start of the season in left field. As they are going to give a hit on that play to T.J. Dixon. First pitch here will be inside to Walker, so Elmira an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. First time that they've scored in the top of the first inning in a road game in quite some time, but they'll take it. Good breaking pitch here from Lacey as that was swung through and missed by Walker. Walker out of Old Dominion, finishing up his freshman year. Coming into this game, batting .353 on the year, second for Elmira. This is his 16th game. No home runs, 7 RBIs for him, 18 for 51 at the plate. As he's going to put a ball here into right field. So back-to-back hits for Elmira. Have runners on first and second and still nobody out. And they've already got a run in, and that will bring in the first baseman, Christian Santisteban. Santisteban out of Manhattan. On the year, batting .300 even. This is his 16th game, 15 for 50, a home run, 8 RBIs. His ball here is going to be hit down the right field line. That's going to be fair. It's coming around to score is Dixon, and they're going to wave the runner Walker around as they get tied up in the corner. And he's going to score. Going into the third is Santisteban, and he's safe. Christian Santisteban legs out a triple as he slides into third. The Pioneers' first baseman empties the bases. And Elmira's got a 3-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. What a job running the bases by Christian Santisteban. As you could tell that he was lugging into third and running out of oxygen. And he is going to dust himself off, well-deserved. Stepping in now will be Zach Bellinger for Elmira. First pitch to him is going to miss high for a ball. So the first triple of the year for Christian Santisteban. And here's the 1-0. That one swung on out to left field. Ranging over for it is the left fielder, Burns. He'll make the catch right on the foul line. Heading home is Santisteban. And he's going to score on the sac fly. So Elmira now a 4-0 lead here on 3 hits in the top of the first inning. As things going good early here for the Pioneers, as that'll bring in the number 6 batter, Taylor Hilson. Hilson, the third baseman for Elmira out of Mansfield University. Second year with the Pioneers. Hilson on the year, batting .294. This is his 16th game, 15 for 51. No home runs, 7 RBIs on the year for him as he watches the first pitch strike from the starter for Adirondack, Raleigh Lacey. He was giving up 4 runs on 3 hits here in the top of the first inning. As this pitch will miss outside. Count now 1-1. And another good eye there by Hilson as that fastball sailed outside. So Elmira a 4-0 lead here in the top of the first on a 2 RBI triple by Christian Santisteban and an RBI single from T.J. Dixon. There's a strike called here. Hilson didn't agree too much with that one. One out here now in the top of the first inning after the fly out by Bellinger. And this one is going to miss low and away. So it's a sac fly for Zach Bellinger that scored Santisteban from third. A payoff pitch coming here. 3-2 from Lacey, and that's going to be high for ball 4. And it'll be the second walk of the inning issued to Elmira batters. And it'll give them a runner on first. So that'll bring in Taylor Skirpon for Elmira, the second baseman out of Penn State. Skirpon stepping up to the plate here for Elmira. Batting .296 on the year. This is 10th game as he's come on hot of late. As he is 8 for 27. 1 double, 1 home run, and 4 RBIs. That home run was a 3-run shot in Mohawk Valley that tied the game up against the Diamond Dogs before Elmira would lose in extra innings. He's behind the count 0-1, but here is a ball inside. Skirpon had to back out of the way. They have a runner on first in Taylor Hilson after the 1-out walk. Lacey checks the runner at first. Runner is off. Hilson going for second. Pitch is swung on. It was a hit and run. Fouled over towards the first base dugout. And making the catch is going to be the first baseman. Nice play by Williams to stay with it. As that'll be the second out for Elmira, as having to head back to first will be Hilson. So that'll bring in the catcher, Jordan Taylor, for Elmira out of Radford. Taylor getting the start today, as this will be his 8th game of the season, hitting .125 on the year, 3 for 24, 2 RBIs. As a first pitch strike call to him. Now the count 0-1, the runner off again, and the throw down to second is going to be a 2-hopper that was cut off by the shortstop, Thomas. And the count will be 1-1 to Jordan Taylor at the plate. So the stolen base for Taylor Hilson, Elmira's second of the game, and for Hilson, that's his 6th stolen base of the year, now 6 for 7 in that category. And the 1-1 is going to miss low for a ball. Elmira spotted themselves out to an early 4-0 lead here at the Smith in Boonville, New York, against the Adirondack Trailblazers. First time that these two Western Division rivals have met up this season. They'll meet up for a doubleheader next Monday, right back here at the Smith. That is a strike called. As Taylor, the number 8 batter for Elmira, looking to try and keep the inning alive. As Elmira with 3 hits in the inning, all back-to-back by Dixon Walker and Santisteban. Taylor leads off of second. Here's the pitch, and Hilson's going to be into third with another stolen base, as there was a ball at the plate. So the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the inning. Jordan Taylor at the plate. Raleigh Lacey checks the runner at third. He delivers home. That one's swung on. That one's hit over towards the right field foul line, and that one's going to be caught by the first baseman, Williams, and that will end the inning. So Elmira sends 8 batters to the plate in the top of the first inning, and they have a 4-0 lead against the Adirondack Trailblazers. As coming out to start his warm-up pitches for Elmira is number 29, Sam Sinnen, out of Old Dominion. Sinnen, the reigning co-pitcher of the week in the PGCBL. Sinnen 2-0 on the year. This is his 3rd start and has got 1 complete game. Has thrown 12 innings, has yielded 8 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and has struck out 12 batters. As we'll take a break, when we come back, it'll be the bottom of the first inning here from the Smith in Boonville, New York. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. Man, we're set to kick off the bottom of the first inning here at the Smith in Boonville, New York, as Sam Sinnen working quickly to start out the bottom of the inning here against the leadoff batter, Carter, as he's already got an 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one's going to be fouled down the third base line and out of play. As the designated hitter, Mike Carter, out of Rutgers, will watch another 0-2 pitch come here from Sam Sinnen. Here's the 0-2. That's a breaking ball low and away, but just getting a piece of it was the batter, Carter. Carter, 5'9", 170 pounds, a left-hander out of Bloomfield, New Jersey. Now Meyer scoring 4 times in the top of the first inning to take a 4-0 lead here against the Adirondack Trailblazers, as a 1-2 pitch was high and inside to the batter, Carter. It'll be Carter, Burns, and Williams here in the bottom of the first for the Trailblazers. Here comes the pitch from Sinnen. That one swung on. A chopper to the first baseman, Santisteban, and he will step on the bag and make the out. So the first out goes down as a 3 unassisted, and that'll bring in the left fielder, number 9, Matt Burns. Burns, a redshirt sophomore at Southern Connecticut State. A right-handed batter, 5'9", 165. As the first pitch will miss low and inside here for a ball. Elmira defensively looks like this. Santisteban at first, Skirpon at second, DeLear at short. Hilson at third as the pitch here is popped up in the air over on the first base side. And the second baseman, Skirpon, will call for it. And there's the second out. You have DeLear at short, Hilson at third. In the outfield, you have Walker in left, Dixon in center, Kaluzdi in right, and then Jordan Taylor behind the plate. As the first baseman, Mark Williams, will step in for Adirondack. A junior at LaSalle out of Vienna, Virginia, 6'6", 240 pounds, a right-hander. A very big target at first base for the Trailblazers. There's a breaking ball here from Sinnen, will miss low and away, gets by the catcher, Jordan Taylor. Trailblazers trailing Elmira 4-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. And the pitch from Sinnen is going to be fouled back and over top of the press box and out of play. And as the count evens up at 1-1. Elmira's top of the first inning highlighted by a 2-run triple off the bat of the Pioneers' first baseman, Christian Santisteban. And a nice breaking ball here. Cuts right back over the inner half of the part of the plate. And the count 1-2. Williams, the number 3 batter here in the bottom of the first. And the pitch from Sinnen is swung on, and a jam shot going to be fouled back off the concession stand here at the Smith. So we'll do it again here to the first baseman, Mark Williams. And this one's going to miss low and away. No call there from the home plate umpire. Sinnen gets his signs from the catcher, Taylor. The pitch is going to be off of the batter, Mark Williams, and it will give the Trailblazers a 2-out base runner. As for Sam Sinnen, that is going to be the first batter that he has hit this season. And it will bring in the center fielder, Justin Kornblatt, for the Trailblazers. 6'1", 175 pounds, a left-handed batter. And also a junior at LaSalle. Teammates with the runner at first, Mark Williams. Sinnen's first pitch is going to be a called strike, as that caught the outside corner. And the runner is off. The throw from Taylor is he waited too long to try and get it out of his glove. As I think at first he didn't think that Williams was going to go, as Williams kind of stutter-stepped off of first. but then decided to continue his motion. So for Mark Williams, his second stolen base of the year, he's now 2 for 2. As the 1-1 will miss high here for a ball. Sinan checks the runner. Williams at second. And the pitch home. And is going to miss low and away. And now a 3-1 count to the batter, Kornblatt. Adirondack trying to extend the inning after Sinan was able to get 2 quick outs to begin the inning. Checks the runner second. Here's a 3-1. As that one swung on, that's going to be a single into right field. That one's going to go to the fence as that'll score the runner, Williams. Getting the sign to go for third is going to be Kornblatt. And the runner is going to be safe at third. So it's a RBI hit for the center fielder, Justin Kornblatt. And that's going to be the first run that Sam Sinan has given up on the year through 12 innings pitched. As it's now a 4-1 score. And that will bring in the third baseman, R.J. Devish, for the Trailblazers. Here's the pitch from Sinan. That one swung on a chopper to Delir short. And he's going to bobble the ball, and he's not going to be able to make the play. And that will allow the runner, Kornblatt, to score from third, and now it's a 4-2 game.
Now back at the right fielder, number 15, Garrett Longhurst.
So that'll bring in the right fielder, Garrett Longhurst, for the Trailblazers. First pitch to him is going to miss high for a ball. As Longhurst, a left-handed batter out of the University of Albany, finishing up his freshman year. Throw to first here by Sinan as the runner, Devish, back safely. As they're going to call that one an E6 on Delir is how Devish reaches base. And another throw over here. And the runner called safe again. So now it's a 4-2 game here in the bottom of the first inning. Sinan checks the runner. He's off for second. The throw by Taylor is not going to be in time as they're going to call the runner safe. So it'll be a stolen base for the Trailblazers and R.J. Devish. And the count 2-0 to the batter, Longhurst at the plate. Here's a pitch from Sinan. That's a called strike. A fastball paints the inside corner. Longhurst, the number 6 batter in the inning. Sinan going to step off here. Both of the Trailblazers runs coming after Sinan was able to get the first 2 outs of the inning on a ground out and a pop-up. Pitch here is swung on, chopped up to Delir up the middle again. This time gets it out of his glove, makes the throw in time for the third out. So after one full inning of play here, the Trailblazers get 2 back from the 4 that Elmira scored in the top of the first. They trail by 2. 4-2 as we head to the top of the second from the Smith in Boonville, New York. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A new pitcher for the Adirondack Trailblazers as the starter, Raleigh Lacey, goes just an inning and gives up 4 runs on 3 hits. As he doesn't strike anybody out, and he walked 2 batters in the inning, as the new pitcher will be number 19, Chess Parsons. As Parsons, a junior at Mansfield out of Holland Patton, New York, so a teammate of Taylor Hilson's, Elmira's third baseman. As Parsons will face the number 9 batter, Derek DeLear out of Florida International, to kick things off here in the second inning, as it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 batters for Elmira. As we're set, and the first pitch from Parsons is going to be fouled back right behind home plate by DeLear. So the second pitcher of the game already for the Trailblazers. Now Parsons gets set to deliver his second pitch. That one swung on, hit out to right center field. That one's going to be down, and it's going to be a single, as that ball was fielded nicely by the center fielder, Kornblatt, and got back in quickly. So Elmira's 4th hit of the ball game. We'll bring in the leadoff batter, Chris Kaluzdian, who scored in the first inning after he was walked and then stole second. Stats on the air for Chess Parsons. This is his 4th appearance. Has an 0-1 record, a 6.75 ERA. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And as he throws over to first here, as the runner DeLear back safely. For Derek DeLear after that leadoff hit. Now 8 for 37 on the year. This is his 12th game. A home run and 7 RBIs for him. 3 of 3 in the stolen base category. And it's a pitch will miss for a ball here to Chris Kaluzdian. With a runner on first and nobody out. Elmira a 4-2 lead here as we work in the top of the second inning from the Smith. Parsons checks the runner DeLear first. He'll deliver home. A breaking ball called a strike. For the starter, Raleigh Lacey, he had come in with a 2.03 ERA as this was his 2nd start of the year, his 5th appearance. He went 13 1/3 innings, 11 hits, and allowed just 3 runs, 5 walks, and 10 strikeouts as Elmira scored 4 against him, all earned in the top of the first inning. And another breaking ball here will tail away from Kaluzdian and catch the outside corner. So Kaluzdian now behind in the count, of ball and 2 strikes. DeLear on first after the leadoff single. Kaluzdian set. Parsons set. He'll throw over. DeLear back safely, though. No real chance of tagging him by the first baseman, Williams. Set at the plate here. We'll try things again. TJ Dixon in the on-deck circle for Elmira. As the pitcher, Parsons, going to step off here. Wasn't set to go on the mound. So we'll try things again here. Elmira with 3 stolen bases already in the contest. And for Adirondack, 2 stolen bases. Parsons still lining the runner at first. Now the pitch home is right back at Parsons that hits off of his leg. And he has to underhand toss it over, as that's got to be a stinger. As that came right back at him off of the bat of Chris Kaluzdian. Looked like it hit off of his right thigh just above his knee. As that's going to bring out the Trailblazers manager, Matt Lee, to check on his pitcher and see how he's doing, as the Trailblazers managed by Matt Lee and back for his 2nd season out of Utica, New York, assisted by Simon Mills. Elmira managed by Matt Birch in his second year, assisted by Archie McNeilis and Brian Hill, as the umpire going to give the pitcher Parsons a couple warm-up tosses here to make sure everything is okay. As the out was recorded at first, so Clusian was out on the 3-1. And getting to second was the base runner, Derek DeLear. And it looks like Parsons is going to be good as the manager, Matt Lee, for the Trailblazers, heading back to the dugout. And he looks good to go. So TJ Dixon will step in here with one out and a runner on second base. As the out for Clusian goes down 3-1. So Dixon 1 for 1 already on the afternoon with an RBI single back in the first. As that hit for him was hit number 22 on the year and RBI number 4. As he's now 22 for 59. He raises his batting average as a breaking ball will catch the outer half of the plate here for strike one. The right-hander Parsons throwing to the left-handed hitting Dixon. DeLear, a pretty good lead off of second base. And the pitch from Parsons is going to be swung on. That's going to be laced foul down the third baseline, as that one went just past the Pioneers dugout. Pioneers situated on the third base side, the Trailblazers on the first base side. Elmira wearing their road blues, wear their gray pants, blue socks. It's actually going to be the third straight day in a row that they've worn their road blues, as they wore them for both the games of the doubleheader against Utica on Saturday, wore them yesterday at home against the Niagara Power, decided they wanted to change things up a bit, and now wearing them today here on the road. An 0-2 pitch coming to Dixon, and that one's going to be slow one away as Parsons tried to go back to the breaking ball. Didn't have the accuracy on that one that he did the pitch before. The Elmira a 4-2 lead here in the top of the second inning. They had 4 runs in the top of the first, off of 3 hits against the starter, Raleigh Lacey, for the Trailblazers, who's out of the game. And a pitch here is going to be fouled back, 'cause that one just caught the top of the fence behind home plate. Count holds the ball on 2 strikes. And there's a nice crowd starting to file in here for tonight's contest at the Smith. His first pitch was set for 7:15 p.m. tonight, but we got a little bit of an early start. His first pitch came in at 7:12. Never can complain about an early start. DeLear leads off second, led off the inning with a single, moved over on the ground out by Clusian. Pitch here is swung on by Dixon over to second. Perori's going to throw over to Williams and get the out, and the runner DeLear will move up to third. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up the left fielder, Nick Walker. Walker 1 for 1 as well in his afternoon, singled in the first inning. So after giving up the leadoff single to Derek DeLear, Chess Parsons has gotten back-to-back ground outs. First pitch here to the righty Walker, and he's going to be low and away. DeLear, no real lead over at third base. Still gets a couple checks from the pitcher Parsons. And now a breaking ball will stay a little bit high. That one looked like it might come out of the hand a little bit funny of Parsons. It was luckily for Parsons. Walker not sitting on a breaking ball there, as that one was over the plate. It was just high. The count 2-0. There's the pitch, and that one's going to miss. Actually going to be called strike. I don't think I'd after the plate. That one might have tailed a little too low. But the count will be 2-1. Walker with a runner standing 90 feet away. And this one will miss low and away. So the pitcher, Parsons, trying to keep everything away from the batter, Walker, here. And the count is 3-1. First base open with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Parsons checks the runner third. The pitch home, and that's going to be ball 4. As Parsons giving the Pioneers a steady diet of breaking balls here in his first inning out of the bullpen in relief of the starter, Raleigh Lacey, who went just an inning and gave up 4 runs on 3 hits, didn't strike anybody out and walked 2. So that'll bring up Christian Santisteban, who had the 2 RBI triple in the first inning for Elmira. Yes, a triple for Christian Santisteban, as this first pitch will sail outside. And it's for Santisteban. That was his 5th extra base hit of the season. He had 4 doubles and a home run before that. Now he can add a triple in there for him. That's just the 2nd triple that an Elmira batter has had this year. The other one came from John Armbrust. As this one's driven out to right field, going back to the right fielder, Longhurst, at the fence, and that one's going to be out of here. A home run for Christian Santisteban, and boy, he's got a great afternoon going. 6 RBIs already for him. As Elmira is going to take a 7-2 lead on the 3-run home run for the freshman out of Manhattan. As he touches helmets with his teammates at home. And that'll bring in Zach Bellinger. As Elmira gets a big hit against the reliever, Chess Parsons, out of Mansfield, after he came in to relieve the starter, Raleigh Lacey. Zach Bellinger will step in. He had a sacrifice fly his first time up that scored Santisteban from third. First pitch to him is going to be a fastball for a called strike. So for Bellinger with that RBI in his first at-bat, that gives him 10 RBIs on the year. Pitch here is swung on. This one popped up over on the left field side. The left fielder coming in for it, making the catch, is going to be Burns. And that will end the inning, but not before the big strike from Elmira, a 3-run home run off of the bat of Christian Santisteban. Gives Elmira a 7-2 lead. As we head to the bottom of the second inning here from the Smith in Boonville, New York, we'll take a break. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Our Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And we're back here to the Smith as the leadoff batter, Dan Priori, up for the Trailblazers, working against Sam Sinnen. Sinnen now has spotted a 7-2 lead from his offense. As the pitch here is going to be swung on and missed by Priori, so the count now a ball and 2 strikes. So Christian Santisteban, a triple and a home run in his first 2 at-bats, and he's got 5 RBIs in the game already. And a wave and a miss here, as not able to hold up was Priori. And that's going to be the first out here in the bottom of the second inning, and the first strikeout for Sam Sinnen, who gave up 2 runs uncharacteristically in the bottom of the first inning, as that had snapped his streak of 12 scoreless innings to start off his 2014 campaign with Elmira. And a first pitch strike called here to the catcher, Dan Cecilia. Now the 0-1's a breaking ball that'll miss outside. So 1 out in the inning. And a 1-1 count coming to the catcher, Cecilia, a sophomore at Fredonia State. And the pitch is going to be high and outside. 4 balls. The count's 2-1. So Christian Santisteban with the 2 biggest hits that you can get on the stat sheet here already in the first 2 innings. And now Sinnen falls behind the batter, Cecilia, 3 balls and a strike. And the 3-1 is going to miss inside, and that'll be a walk issued by Sinnen to put a 1-out base runner on.
Now batting the shortstop, number 30, Hunter Thomas.
So they'll bring in the shortstop, Hunter Thomas, for the Trailblazers. First walk issued by Sam Sinnen in the game as he tries to set up his defense here as he gives some signs to the shortstop, Derek DeLear, and the second baseman, Taylor Skirpon. And the runner, Cecilia, on first. First pitch is a strike from Sam Sinnen. Cecilia on the base paths this year has not attempted a stolen base. Pitcher going to be fouled back into the netting. 400 Thomas, actually an Elmira native, as he'll be attending Mansfield next year, as he just finished up his high school playing days and traveled here to Adirondack. Now the runner going for second, Cecilia, as the throw is a bouncer from the catcher, Jordan Taylor, and actually went over the glove of the shortstop, DeLear. Luckily, though, Skirpon is right behind him to back it up, so it's the first stolen base of the year for the catcher, Cecilia. As that puts a runner on second with a 1 away here. The pitch is going to be outside to Hunter Thomas, as the count will be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sinnen checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to miss low. Breaking ball that the batter, Thomas, was able to hold up on. So the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Carter, in the on-deck circle. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one's swung on. That one's popped up in the air out to right field. Kaluzdian settles under it as the catcher, Cecilia, better go back to second, as he was almost halfway to third. And that one was pretty much a can of corn for Kaluzdian out in right field. So 2 outs in the inning, and that will bring up the leadoff batter, Mike Carter. Carter grounded out to the first baseman, Santisteban, in the first inning to kick off the game. And first pitch will miss outside for a ball here. The count 1-0. And the catcher, Cecilia, leads off second. The pitch, and this one's going to be a strike, a fastball. Paints the outside corner. Elmira a 7-2 lead here against the Adirondack Trailblazers as we work at the bottom of the second inning. Sinnen checks the runner at second, now delivers home. Pitch is going to be swung on a chopper to Santisteban at first. He'll run over and touch the bag. So back-to-back groundouts to the first baseman for Carter, and that's going to end the inning as a runner is stranded at second as Sinnen works around a 1-out walk and puts up a 0 as Elmira holds on to their 7-2 lead after 2 complete here at the Smith in Boonville, New York. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as another new pitcher here for the Adirondack Trailblazers in the third inning, as it's going to be number 13, Brian McGuire, listed as an infielder, 5'7", 155 pounds, a right-hander out of Herkimer, New York, a sophomore at Mohawk Valley Community College. After Chaz Parsons went just one inning in relief of the starter, Raleigh Lacey, who went one inning, as McGuire will face the 6, 7, and 8 batters for Elmira, Hilson, Skirpon, and Taylor. Hilson in the game was walked in the first inning, stole second, and stole third, and was stranded there. As Elmira scored 4 in the top of the first, 3 in the top of the second, and have a 7-2 lead. They have 7 runs on 5 hits. And a first pitch fastball going to be a called strike here from the pitcher, Brian McGuire. McGuire on the season has done some pitching, as he actually has made one appearance. A 6.75 ERA, has thrown an inning and a third, allowed 2 hits, 1 run it was earned, and he struck out 2 batters that he did see at the plate. He's got a 1-1 count here to Taylor Hilson. Breaking ball. And is going to miss low and inside. The count is 2-1. So Christian Santisteban, a 2-for-2 day already, with a 3-run home run and a 2 RBI triples. He's got 5 RBIs on the afternoon. And the pitch stays inside here to the right-handed swinging Hilson. And the count is 3 balls and a strike. McGuire sets on the mound, gets the signs from the pitcher, Cecilia. And that's going to miss low for ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk for Hilson, his second of the game. And that is going to be the third walk from Adirondack pitching in the game. As that'll bring in Taylor Skirpon for Elmira. Skirpon popped up to the first baseman Williams in the first inning. And the first pitch fastball is a called strike to the Nittany Lions second baseman. Skirpon out of Sayre, PA. Waits a pitch here with a runner on first. Hilson's off for second, got a good jump. Skirpon drives that one out to left center field, ranging in the left fielder. And there's a collision. And I believe the catch was not made. So the runner Hilson will be out at second, as he had to hold up, as he didn't know if the catch was going to be made or not. Kind of a tough spot for him. So it is a hit for Taylor Skirpon, as Taylor Hilson will be out at second, as there was a collision between the left fielder Burns and the shortstop Thomas. But they're going to say that Burns was not able to make the catch. So it'll be Elmira's 6th hit of the ball game. And then the out is recorded at second base. Here's a throw it on second as Skirpon was off and running. So he'll stand on second, as it'll go down as a 7-4 on the play. A count 0-1 to the batter, Jordan Taylor, as the 0-1 pitch is going to find the strike zone. The count 0-2. So for Taylor Skirpon, with that stolen base, his 6th of the year. He's now 6 for 7. 4th stolen base of the game for Elmira base running. Pitch here, swung on and missed. Going to third is Skirpon, as the ball actually gets by him. Now Skirpon's going to head for home. And he is going to score after the throw got under the glove of the third baseman, R.J. Devish, and rolled far enough past him and allows Skirpon to score. So that will go down as a stolen base and then an E5. That allows Skirpon to score. And it gives Elmira an 8-2 lead. And now the 1-2 pitch to Jordan Taylor is going to be fouled back out of play, as the at-bat will stay alive. So the base is empty for Elmira. The pitch is going to be high for a ball from Brian McGuire. Elmira now an 8-2 lead. After Skirpon got the one-out single, stole second, stole third, then came home on the ball that got past the third baseman, R.J. Devish. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's a bouncer in the dirt and gets by the catcher, Cecilia. So the count is full now to Jordan Taylor. He's done a nice job of working the count after he was down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. The number 9 batter, Derek DeLear, waiting in the on-deck circle. There's the pitch, and that's blown away, and it's a walk. And Jordan Taylor is going to reach base. The second walk issued this inning by Brian McGuire. So that'll bring in Derek DeLear. DeLear 1 for 1 on the afternoon. He singled to kick off the second inning and scored on the 3-run home run by Christian Santisteban. As DeLear on the season, that was his 8th hit of the year. Now steps in against Brian McGuire for the first time. Taylor leads off first, a throw over. He sees back safely. Jordan Taylor on the base paths this year is 2 for 2 in the stolen base category. Trying to join in on the stolen base parade here this afternoon. As Elmira with 5 stolen bases in the game. As a pitch here to DeLear was low for a ball. And here's the 1-0. That one's going to stay high. The fastball from McGuire. The leadoff batter, Chris Kaluzian, in the on-deck circle for Elmira. McGuire checks the runner. Taylor at first. He's not going. The pitch is going to miss for ball 3. McGuire's already walked 2 in the inning. The leadoff batter, Hilson, and then Taylor. DeLear in a good count here to try and get a good pitch. Let's see if Birch gives him the green light. The pitch is going to be outside for ball 4, so it'll be a walk. And it's a second consecutive walk issued by Brian McGuire. And it'll give runners on first and second for Elmira. So to bring in Chris Galuzian, who's walked and grounded out for Elmira. As the Trailblazers head coach Matt Leahy going to come out here and have a chat with his pitcher, Brian McGuire, the third pitcher of the game for the Trailblazers, as Riley Lacey went 1 inning, gave up 4 runs on 3 hits and walked 2 batters. And then Ches Parsons came in to pitch the second inning, and he walked 1 batter in the second inning. He gave up 2 hits and allowed 3 runs, as all of those were earned, and did not strike out anybody, as there's not been any strikeouts for Elmira yet in this contest. There's the pitch to Kaluzdi, and that's going to be high and outside for a ball. Kaluzdi looking to try and pick up some RBIs here as he comes into the game with 7 RBIs on the year. Kaluzdian also with 2 home runs, as Elmira has hit 7 on the season. And for the Adirondack Trailblazers, as they've hit 9 home runs, their leader in that category, Justin Kornblatt, with 3. And then Alex Simon and Mark Williams with 2. Count 2-0 to Chris Kaluzdian. Runners take the leads off first and second. Here's the pitch. And that's a called strike, a fastball over the heart of the plate. As for Elmira, coming up after Cluesdene will be T.J. Dixon. He's in the on-deck circle. And a pitch here is going to be framed by the catcher Cecilia outside for strike 2. The count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners take the leads off first and second. The pitch is a breaking ball and no call from the home plate umpire, as the catcher Cecilia surely thought he had strike 3. So the count will go full now with 1 out here in the top of the third inning. Elmira a run in. They've got an 8-2 lead. They've scored in each of the first 3 innings, as Taylor Skirpon scored from third after an error by the third baseman. And the pitch here is in the dirt, so it's back-to-back-to-back walks from Brian McGuire as he loads the bases. And that'll bring up T.J. Dixon. So the second time that Cluesdene has walked in the game. Dixon 1 for 2 with an RBI, singled in the first, grounded out to the second baseman Priori in the second. Trailblazers will play in at the corners here. The pitch to Dixon is swung on a chopper on the first baseline. Well, that one's going to be called foul. Dixon stung that one. Was trying to get it to stay fair. Dixon with his RBI in the first inning. Gave him 4 on the air. Trying to add to that here with 1 out in the top of the third inning. 3 consecutive walks has loaded the bases for Elmira. Here's the pitch, and that one's low and inside. That'll even the count up. On a beautiful night here in Boonville, New York at the Smith, as Elmira an 8-2 lead. Runners take their leads. Taylor on third, Delir on second, and Cluesdene on first. This ball is hit out to left field, and not far enough, as the runners will have to head back to their bases. So that'll be a big second out of the inning for Adirondack and Brian McGuire after issuing 3 straight walks. So that'll bring up the Pioneers left fielder, Nick Walker, who's got a single and a walk in the game. Has reached twice and scored twice. Scored on the 2 RBI triple from Christian Santisteban, and scored on the 3-run home run from Christian Santisteban. As the pitch to him is going to be slown away for a ball. Walker out of Old Dominion. Trying to add to Elmira's 8-2 lead here in the top of the third inning. They've got 1 run in, and the base is full of runners. Here's the pitch from McGuire, as that one's going to miss outside for a ball. The count now 2-0. Elmira 6 hits in the ball game. 1 hit in the ball game for the Trailblazers. 2 runs, 1 hit. Elmira 8 runs, 6 hits. As the 2-0 will miss low here for 3-0. Nowhere to put Walker without bringing in a run for the Pioneers. As Brian McGuire has walked 4 batters in the inning, has also given up a single. As his 2 outs have come on a force out at second and a fly out by T.J. Dixon. Here's the 3-0. And that's going to be a called strike. As Walker for a second thought about swinging at it as he started to flinch the arms, but held off on it. See if he can get another good pitch here in a 3-1 count with 2 outs in the inning. There's the pitch from McGuire, and that one is low for ball 4. That's going to bring in a run for Elmira, and that gives them a 9-2 lead. So Nick Walker has reached base now all 3 times that he's come up to the plate through the first 3 innings. And he gets an RBI for his efforts there at the plate. And is coming in to score. It'll be the catcher, Jordan Taylor. And as DeLear now stands at third, Closedine at second. And that's going to be the second trip out to the mound this inning for Matt Leahy, which will mean a new pitcher for the Trailblazers. As that is RBI number 8 on the air for Nick Walker. And he didn't have to swing the bat. So McGuire will come out with 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. And the base is full of Pioneers. After his 5th walk of the inning, brought in a run, and Christian Santisteban at the plate, who's already had a great game as he is 2 for 2 with a triple, a home run, and 5 RBIs. And Santisteban now up to 13 RBIs on the air, has taken the team lead thus far in that category. As we'll try to figure out who the new pitcher is here for the Trailblazers. As it's going to be number 23, Jared Habershaw. Habershaw, 6'2", 187 pounds, a right-hander, a sophomore at Eckerd out of North Kingstown, Rhode Island. Take a look at his stats on the year. For Habershaw, an 11.81 ERA and 0-1 record, as this will be his 6th appearance. And has thrown 5 1/3 innings, given up 8 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts as he comes in to a bases-loaded situation with a hot swinging left-handed batter for Elmira and Christian Santisteban. So all 3 runners on. Still the responsibility of Brian McGuire. Should they score, they would get charged to him as he goes 2/3 of an inning.
Now pitching for the Adirondack Trailblazers, number 23, Jared Habershaw.
So Habershaw will look to try and keep Elmira at bay as they scored 4 in the top of the first. And they scored 3 in the top of the second. And now they've got 2 in here in the top of the third inning and have a 9-2 lead. In a game that has now taken an hour and 4 minutes to play, and we're only 2 outs through the top of the third inning. So stepping in, it'll be Santisteban. He gets set to face Habershaw. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a fastball called for a strike. No 1-1 count. Habershaw looks at the runners and delivers home. And that one swung on and missed by Santisteban. So 2 good pitches down in the zone from Habershaw have kept Santisteban off balance. Now Santisteban readies for an 0-2 pitch. And this one goes low and away as they try to get Santisteban reaching. And they're unable to. And here comes the 1-2. And this one is again low and away, almost in the same exact spot. So Habershaw, the 4th pitcher of the game for the Trailblazers. Runners take their leads from first, second, and third. Here's the 1-2, and that one swung on and missed. As that one will end the inning. So Christian Santisteban is retired for the first time in the game after tripling and homering, as that's the first strikeout in the game for Adirondack pitching, as it takes their 4th pitcher, Jared Habershaw, to do so, and he faces 1 batter to get out of the inning. So Elmira scores twice, and they take a 9-2 lead after 2.5 innings of play from the Smith in Boonville, New York. We'll take a break. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That Pioneer player, that 34 jersey that you saw, Zach Pigeon, wanting to give a shout-out to all of his fans and family listening into the broadcast. They be out there as we'll get set for the bottom of the third inning here from the Smith. As leading things off, it'll be the left fielder, Matt Burns, for the Trailblazers, as the first pitch is a called strike from Sam Sinnen, who's allowed 2 runs on 1 hit through 2 innings. Both of those runs came in the bottom of the first. And another pitch in the same exact spot from Sinnen. Good movement to the fastball, and quickly they count as no balls and 2 strikes. There's the 0-2, and this one's a little bit further outside as the batter, Burns, not offering it down. He's 0 for 1 in the game, popped up to the second baseman, Skirp, on his first time up. Here's the 0-2 as a slapper. Skirpon's going to have to field it off the bounce, the throw, and the runner's called out at first. So a bang-bang play for Taylor Skirpon, as he was indecisive between either just catching it in the air or letting it bounce once, and he decided to let it go off the dirt once. So that'll go down as a 4-3. And that'll bring Mark Williams to the plate. Hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first inning for the Trailblazers. Breaking ball here from Sinnen will miss low. Good downward action to that pitch. Pitch here swung on. Hit out to Kalusian in right field, and he will bring that one in for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here for Sinnen to kick off the bottom half of the third. And that'll bring in the center fielder, Korenblatt, and he has got the only hit of the ballgame for the Trailblazers, and it was a big one. It was an RBI triple down the right field line. And the first pitch here from Sinnen is going to be a fastball up and away for a ball. And for Korenblatt, came into the game hitting .356. This is his 14th game. Came in 16 for 45 with 4 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, and 12 RBIs. And now he's got 2 triples on the year and 13 RBIs. That's the count now. 2-0 to him from Sam Sinnen. Now 3-0. Sinnen really hasn't thrown anything around the strike zone in this at bat. And here comes the 3-0. And that one swung on right to Skirp on his second. Gloves it, makes the throw to Santisteban at first. In time for the third out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Sam Sinnen as he puts up another 0 on the scoreboard. As we've played 3 full here at the Smith, Elmira, a 9-2 lead against the Adirondack Trailblazers. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And we're set here to kick off the top half of the fourth inning from the Smith in Boonville, New York. As leading thing off for Elmira, it'll be Zach Bellinger. Bellinger doing the DHing today for the Pioneers. As the first pitch to him is going to be swung on a chopper into the glove of the first baseman in fair territory, and at the play at first, and Bellinger's going to be safe. As the pitcher, Habershaw, was late covering the bag, and it's going to be a leadoff base runner for Elmira. And it'll be Elmira's 7th hit of the ballgame, an infield single for Zach Bellinger as he gets into the hit column. As he had a sac fly to the left fielder in the first inning and then flew out to the left fielder again in the second inning. That'll bring in Taylor Hilson facing the right-hander Habershaw. First pitch is a called strike. The count 0-1 now. Habershaw out of Eckford. Looks at the runner, Bellinger on first. The pitch, a fastball, is going to miss outside. Good eye there by Taylor Hilson. Hilson in the game has walked both times he's come up to the plate. Has yet to score, but stolen 2 bases. And the runner, Bellinger, going to second. He's going to have a stolen base. As that ball missed the second baseman, it was actually picked up by the shortstop. So Zach Bellinger getting into the running game in this one. And for Bellinger, that's his second stolen base of the year. He's a perfect 2 for 2. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes to the batter, Taylor Hilson at the plate with nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. There's the pitch home. And that's going to be a called strike 3. That one looked to be low and inside. But Hilson's going to head back to the dugout. So the second strikeout of the game for Jared Habershaw. As that's the first out. So that'll bring in Taylor Skirpon. Skirpon 1 for 2 in the game. And scored a run. Habershaw checks the runner Bellinger at second. Here's the pitch. That one is going to be off of the catcher, Cecilia, but not far enough away to do anything. Elmira at 9-2 lead here against the Trailblazers. First time that they have met one another this season. They'll meet again in a doubleheader here at the Smith next Monday. 5:05 p.m. the first pitch. As this one is going to be off of the plate, off the catcher, going to third is going to be Bellinger. As a tough play for Cecilia as it bounded off the front of home plate. And got to the backstop. So that'll be a wild pitch. It'll allow Bellinger to move over to third. So Elmira, a runner on third now, leading 9-2. And the catcher, Cecilia, going to go and have a chat with Habershaw, who's the fourth pitcher of the game for the Trailblazers. Came in to strand the bases loaded for Elmira as he got a strikeout against Elmira's power hitter, Christian Santisteban, after Brian McGuire had walked the bases loaded. Here's a pitch, and they're going to say that one's off the bat of Skirpon as that one got past the catcher, Cecilia, as Bellinger had started to break for home. So the count, 2 balls and a strike with 1 out here in the inning. Habershaw is going to step off the mound here as him and Cecilia can't get on the same page. And this one's swung on. That one's gloved by the shortstop, but now he drops it, and safe at first is going to be Skirpon. And that's going to bring in a run for Elmira, and they've taken a 10-2 lead, as they have now scored in each of the first 4 innings. And they're going to score that one in E6 on Thomas. So that'll be the second error of the game for the Trailblazers defensively. So that will bring in Jordan Taylor. Walked and scored his last time up as a throw over here. Skirpon back in safely. He's already stolen 2 bases in this one. So Taylor officially 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Now a pitch here will miss low and outside. And as the count is a ball and no strikes. Elmira's had their scoring and bats working early and often in this one. And the pitch is going to be fouled back by Jordan Taylor. The count evens up at a ball and a strike. So Elmira a 10-2 lead here in the top of the 4th inning against the Adirondack Trailblazers. 1 out in the inning and a runner on first as a run is home. Throw over here, Skirpon back safely. From the Smith in Boonville, New York. Habershaw, the throw home, the runner's going. A strike called at the plate, and Skirpon will head on a second as the catcher, Cecilia, couldn't get out of his glove. So the count 1-2 as Habershaw will step off the mound here. Look, the runner, Skirpon, back to second. Third stolen base of the afternoon for Skirpon. Pitch is going to be swung at and missed. And it'll be held on to for strike 3 by the catcher, Cecilia, the breaking ball. So Habershaw with his 3rd strikeout already. And now an inning's worth of work, as that's the 3rd out that he's recorded since coming into the game. Got the last out in the 3rd inning. And that will bring in Derek DeLear, who's 1 for 1 on the afternoon with a single and a walk. Has also scored a run. Runner is going for 3rd. The throw is not going to be in time, as that was off the shoe of the 3rd baseman, Devish, and it's another stolen base for Taylor Skirpon, who has been Speedy Gonzalez on the base pass here early on. So the 0-1 coming here to DeLear. Habershaw sets on the mound, delivers home the pitch, and a breaking ball, going to be a called strike. And a grounder here to the 3rd baseman is going to be thrown to first in time for the out, as Devish made the throw, is grounding out as DeLear, and that will end the inning. And strand a runner on base for Elmira as they take a 10-2 lead heading to the bottom of the 4th inning here from the Smith in Boonville, New York. As you're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are set for the bottom of the 4th inning here at the Smith in Boonville, New York, is Elmira a 10-2 lead after they scored once in the top of the 4th inning. And Zach Bellinger scored on an error by the shortstop Thomas as Taylor Skirpon reached base. And Sam Sinnen will start off the bottom of the fourth inning here with the ball as the leadoff batter is the third baseman, R.J. Devish. And a 1-0 is a called strike here to Devish. Sophomore at Rutgers, reached at an E6 in the first inning. And is going to hit this ball onto right field. Kaluzdian going back at the track and is able to make the catch for a loud out number 1. As that will bring in the number 6 batter and the right fielder, Garrett Longhurst. So just one hit in this ball game for the Adirondack Trailblazers. As that was a triple by the center fielder, Kornblatt. First pitch is a called strike here to Longhurst. Grounded out to the shortstop, Delir, back in the first inning. And the pitch is going to be high for a ball. Now the 1-1. Swung on. That one's going to be fouled off over towards the crowd on the third base side. Sam Sinnen gave up both of his runs back in the first inning. First 2 runs that he'd given up this year. Now here's a blooper over the head of the shortstop, Delir. And that's going to drop in front of the left fielder, Walker. And that'll be the second hit of the ball game for the Trailblazers. And the first for Longhurst. Longhurst coming in to the game, hitting .214 on the year for the Trailblazers, as that is his 7th hit of the year. 7 for 30 now. He leads off at first. The pitch home by Sinnen is going to be high for a ball against the second baseman, Priori. Priori listed at just 5'8", 160 pounds, a right-hander out of Utica, New York, a junior at Tiffin. A 1-0 pitch is a called strike here. Sinnen checks the runner at first, and the pitch home as that one was inside. And they're going to say that it hit the batter, Priori. And now they're going to actually say that it didn't hit him. They're going to say it hit off his bat. As the head coach, Matt Lee, going to come in and have a chat with the umpire to see what the reasoning was on that play. So I believe the umpire is going to ask for the batter, Priori, to come back, as the count was 1-1 before the pitch. So I can only think that they're going to say that it was incidental contact. So we'll see here what the count is. Looks like it's going to be 1-1. Here's the pitch from Sinnen. As that is going to be a ball. That one misses low and in. Runner Longhurst leads off of first after his his one-out single. And now a strikeout called here on the batter, Priori, as the count was wrong on the scoreboard. So it'll be the second strikeout of the game for Sam Sinnen. And 2 outs in the inning now. As that'll bring in the catcher, Dan Cecilia. Pitch home to Cecilia. And he's going to miss for a ball. 2 hits in the ball game for the Adirondack Trailblazers. They've scored 2 runs as they trail Elmira 10-2. Pitch here is going to be swung on up the middle. That's going to be through into center field for a hit. Holding at second is going to be Longhurst. So now 3 hits in the game for Adirondack as they get runners now on first and second. So that'll bring up the shortstop, Hunter Thomas, for the Trailblazers. He flew out to the right fielder, Kaluzzi, in his first time up. And now this one is going to miss high. 4 ball to Thomas. Just finishing up his high school career, as he will be attending Mansfield next season out of Elmira, New York. As a pitch here from Sinan, going to be a called strike. Sinan looking to try and toss up another 0 here after he gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the first. The first 2 runs that he'd given up this year came into the game with a 12-inning scoreless streak. And this one is inside, almost caught the batter, Thomas. The count will go to 2 balls and a strike. Longhurst is at second after his 1-out single, and Cecilia at first after the 2-out single. He's been on base twice today, walked back in the second inning. Pitch here is going to be missed at the throw to first is in time, as Elmira is going to catch the runner Cecilia napping, as it's going to go down as a caught stealing 2-3 to end the inning with the batter Thomas at the plate. And we've played 4 full here at the Smith. Elmira leads 10-2 against the Adirondack Trailblazers. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And it looks like back out on the mound here to pitch the top of the 5th inning for the Trailblazers. It will be Habershaw. Yes, he'll start off the inning with a fastball miss up and away to the leadoff batter, Chris Kaluzdian. Habershaw came in with 2 outs back in the 3rd inning. With the bases loaded for Elmira, was able to get a strikeout of the batter, Christian Santisteban, as this ball is going to go foul down the right field line. And that one will get out of play. And then came back out for the 4th inning and did yield a run as Zach Bellinger led off the inning with a single, and then eventually came around to score after Taylor Skirpon reached on an error by the shortstop as Bellinger scored from 3rd. And a pitch is swung at and missed here by Kaluzdian. Nice change of speed there by Habershaw as that one missed in the dirt. It's the count of ball and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Habershaw's 1-2 delivery. And it's going to be swung on a chopper at the shortstop. Thomas fields the throw, and it's good, as that'll be the first out. So the second ground out for Kaluzdian in the game. So that'll bring in T.J. Dixon, who's 1 for 3 in the game with an RBI. And has grounded it out and flied out to the left fielder, Burns, since singling back in the 1st inning. pitch from Habershaw. That'll miss outside for a ball. So right now an inning and 2/3 registered for number 23, Jared Habershaw, the fourth pitcher of the game for the Adirondack Trailblazers. And this one's going to be low and inside for a ball to count 2-0. Elmira looking to try and pick up their 10th win of the season as they came into play tonight. Just a half game back of the Newark Pilots. Elmira 9-6 coming into this one. Newark entered play 10-6. Elmira on a 3-game winning streak, as they picked up their first 2 wins of the winning streak and a doubleheader win against the Utica Brewers in Utica. As the 2-1 pitch here to Dixon is going to be inside, actually off of the catcher Cecilia. So they count 3-1. As Elmira was able to pick up an 8-0 win in the first game of their doubleheader against the Brewers, and then picked up a 1-0 win in game number 2 as they scored their run in the top of the 7th inning off an RBI single from Taylor Hilson. Here comes the 3-1 from Habershaw, and that's high for ball 4. So that'll put TJ Dixon on base for the second time tonight, as that'll be the first walk issued by Habershaw since coming. He had been very effective as he'd picked up the Trailblazers' first 3 strikeouts for their pitching core on the night. As that is the 9th walk of the night for Trailblazers pitching, compared to 3 strikeouts, as the runner Dixon safe at first as they threw over to try and catch him too far off the bag. As the batter is Nick Walker, the left fielder. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Has walked twice. Another throw over Dixon back. Singled and scored in the first. Walked and scored in the second. And then walked in the 3rd inning with the bases loaded and picked up an RBI. His 8th of the year. And a throw down to second here, as the runner Dixon is going to be called out trying to take second. So that'll be the first runner caught stealing in our game here, as Elmira had been 6 for 6 as a team in stolen bases in this game before that. So that'll erase the 1-out walk. And for TJ Dixon, just the second time he's been thrown out this year. There's the pitch from Habershaw, and that's a called strike to the batter Walker. The count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. I believe it's actually 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's Habershaw's delivery, and that one's going to be low. So the count is now full 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Adirondack Trailblazers trying to put up their first 0 against Elmira here in this 5th inning. Here comes the pitch from Habershaw, and that one's low. And now the count is 3 balls. So there was 2 balls in the at-bat on the last pitch. Walker having to stay at the plate. 2 outs here in the inning. He awaits the delivery and the pitch, and that one is going to be swung on and off of the catcher Cecilia as the at-bat stays alive. Elmira has went right down the run ladder as they scored 4 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth, as they lead the Trailblazers 10-2 here in the top of the 5th. Trying to keep their string of runs alive here with the bases empty. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that one's going to be swung into the dirt. It gets out of the glove of Cecilia. He has to make the throw to first, and he's able to, as running down was Walker. So that one will go down as a strikeout and a 2-3. As it looks like the pitcher Jared Habershaw is counting things down for the Trailblazers and their pitching staff, as that is his 4th strikeout since coming on in relief back in the 3rd inning. And that will do it for Elmira, as we've played 4.5 innings here at the Smith in Boonville, New York, and Elmira a 10-2 lead against the Adirondack Trailblazers, as Sam Sinnen back out to pitch here in the bottom of the 5th. He's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits so far. We'll take a break. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And we'll kick off the bottom of the 5th inning here at the Smith in Boonville, New York, as they called strike number 1 to kick off the inning from Sam Sinnen. As starting things off will be the number 9 batter, Hunter Thomas, as he was at the plate when Jordan Taylor picked off the runner, Dan Cecilia, at first base, as that was the first runner that went down as a caught stealing for the Trailblazers. Here's an 0-2 now from Sinnen. Breaking ball missed low and away, as Thomas didn't offer at that one. Thomas 0 for 1 in the game, flew out to the right fielder. Kaluzdian back in the 2nd inning. Here's the 1-2. That one's poked down the right field line, but that one's going to get out of play, as that'll be off the Trailblazers batting cage down the right field line. Here's a pitch swung on towards Skirp on his second. Gloves it. Makes the throw in time for the first out. And that will take things back to the top of the lineup for the Trailblazers. As that will be the leadoff batter, Carter, stepping in. 0 for 2 is grounded out to the first baseman, Santisteban, twice, as he swings and misses here at the first pitch from Sam Sinnen. And now another pitch that's down in the bottom of the zone, as Mike Carter finds himself down the count quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Sinnen with 2 strikeouts in the game. This pitch will miss low and away. And a 1-2 pitch will miss as well. And Sinnen trying to work low in the zone here to the batter, Carter. They work the first 2 pitches in, the last 2 pitches away. Here's the 2-2. And that one is going to miss, so the count has gone full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. After the batter, Carter, was behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And here's a pitch swung on up the middle. That's going to get through past DeLear into center field for a 1-out single. So a nice piece of hitting by Carter after being down the count, no balls and 2 strikes. He picks up the Trailblazers' 4th hit of the ball game. So that'll bring up the left fielder, Burns, who's 0 for 2 on the night. They pop up to the second baseman, Skirpon, and then grounding out to Skirpon. Throw over here, and they're going to call the runner, Carter, safe at first. Sinan checks the runner again, now throws over and back safely. Couple of good snap throws by Sinan tonight from the mound. Best throw thus far has been by the catcher Jordan Taylor on the snap throw after a pitch. At the time to the number 9 batter, Hunter Thomas caught the catcher, Dan Cecilia, too far off of first after he reached base on a single. As the count is 1-0 here to the batter, Burns. Matt Burns out of Southern Connecticut State, the pitch. And this one is going to miss low, so the count 2 balls and no strikes. Sinan has worked 3 scoreless innings after allowing those 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. That one's chopped to Skirp on his second. Gloves it, flips to Delira short. The turn, in time, double play, inning over. As Elmira returns the 4-6-3 double play and gets out of the inning just like that. As we've played 5 full here at the Smith, Elmira still holds on to their 10-2 lead against the Adirondack Trailblazers. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. So we'll kick off this top of the 6th inning as Christian Santisteban will lead things off. Santisteban 2 for 3 in the game. A triple home run is also struck out, as he struck out the first time that he faced Jared Habershaw with the bases loaded and 2 outs back in the 3rd inning. First pitch here will miss low in the dirt. Santisteban started off his day with a 2 RBI triple in the 1st inning, his first of the year, and then hit a 3-run home run in the 2nd inning, his second 3-run home run of the year. And he's got 5 RBIs in the game as he swings and misses here at another pitch low in the zone. As Habershaw back out to work this 6th inning for the Trailblazers. Here comes the 1-1. And that one is going to be outside for a ball. That one came in across the belt, but just missed the outside corner. Pretty good view right behind home plate here at the Smith. Now here comes the 2-1. That one's high. Good eye by Santisteban. Don't know if the intention was there from Habershaw to go up the ladder, but he left it high. As Habershaw has struck out 4 in 2 1/3 innings. Now the 3-1. As that's going to be high for ball 4. So that'll be the 3rd time that Santisteban has been on base in this one. As that will bring in the number 5 batter, Zach Bellinger. Bellinger, 1 for 3 in the game. Pitch to Bellinger is going to be taken for a strike. Actually, they're going to say he swung at the pitch. Bellinger singled and scored in the fourth inning after he stole second and then advanced on a wild pitch to third. Throw over to first. Here's Bellinger's back safely. And Bellinger does have an RBI in the game, a sac fly back in the first inning. Bellinger scored after the E6 from Taylor Skirpon. Elmira leading 10-2 here in the top of the sixth inning. The pitch from Habershaw is going to be outside. Nobody outs, and the leadoff runner Santisteban on. Elmira scored 4 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth, and then were held scoreless for their first time in the fifth inning. And is Habershaw going to step off the mound here? We'll try things again. And here comes the 1-1, and that one swung on. That's going to be past the second baseman, Priori, and Elmira is going to have 2 base runners to start off the inning here. As it's going to be Zach Bellinger's second hit of the night, an infield single. And it will be the 9th hit of the ball game for Elmira. And that walk issued to Christian Santisteban. Now the 10th walk issued by Trailblazers pitching. The second from Habershaw. And that will bring in Taylor Hilson. He has walked both times and also struck out. Here comes the first pitch to him. As that's low and inside for a ball. Hilson out of Mansfield has stolen 2 bases in this game as he was stranded at third back in the first inning as Elmira was able to load the bases up. He stole second and then stole third. Good speed on the base paths for Elmira. Haven't seen him try to lay down a bunt here tonight, as we've seen that from him at least once in the last couple of games that he started. He has very good speed, also a smart hitter. Here's the 1-0 as he swings and chops this one foul over on the third base side. As Hilson was actually named to the All-PSAC second team after his freshman year of Mansfield. He was the only freshman to be named to any of the All-PSAC teams. As he waits a 1-1 pitch here from Jared Habershaw, a sophomore out of Eckerd. With runners on first and second and nobody out here in the top of the sixth. Santisteban on second, Bellinger on first. And here comes the 1-1. As time is actually called at the very last second at the plate. I believe that was asked for by Hilson. But still delivering the fastball was Habershaw. As Hilson had to get out of the way, didn't know where that one was going. Now Habershaw will try it again. Hilson awaits the pitch. And this one's going to be in the dirt. A bouncer. Cecilia keeps it in front of him. As the counter go to 2 balls and a strike. Elmira now with 9 hits in the ball game. 10 runs, and they've committed 1 error defensively. They've struck out 4 times to 10 walks. Here's Habershaw's pitch. And that'll catch the inside corner. Leading off of second, Santisteban. Bellinger off first. Habershaw looks at the runners. And now he'll deliver home, and this one is high and inside, is turning out of the way with Hilson. And the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Taylor Skirpon in the end deck circle for Elmira. Skirpon with 1 hit tonight. He's been on base twice, and this pitch is going to be low and outside, and that will load the bases up for Elmira with nobody out here In the top of the 6th inning, second walk issued by Habershaw in the inning. The third batter that he has walked since coming in relief of Brian McGuire. And that will bring in Taylor Skirpon, popped up to the first baseman. Williams his first time up, and then singled, and eventually came around to score in the 3rd inning, and then reached on an E6 in the 4th inning. As a team conference on the mound here for the Trailblazers, as head coach Matt Leahy out on the mound talking with his infielding core here. There's a big opportunity for Taylor Skirpon to continue a nice bat that he's been swinging as of late, as this marks his 4th consecutive start at second base for Elmira, after coming off of the bench on 2 separate occasions for the Pioneers. As Nick Walker, who's actually in left field tonight for Elmira, had started the season at second base for the Pioneers, had then split some time between second and short. And as tonight, the middle infielders for Elmira, Derek DeLear at short and Skirpon at second. Habershaw set on the mound. His first pitch to Skirpon is going to miss for a ball. Elmira has left the bases loaded on 2 separate occasions in the game, back in the 1st inning and then in the 3rd inning. As the 1-0 will miss low. Elmira has scored 1 run on a bases loaded walk. That came when the batter, Nick Walker, was up back in the 3rd inning. Here's the 2-0 to Skirpon. Fastball paints the outside corner for strike 1. Good pitch there from Habershaw. Had some good zip to it. The Trailblazers do have a pitcher warming down in the bullpen. And the 2-1's going to be high and inside to Skirpon, so now 1 pitch away here from Elmira having another runner cross the plate. They lead 10-2 in the top of the 6th inning against the Adirondack Trailblazers. Here's the 3-1. That one swung on, and that one's off the glove of the second baseman, Perori. Gets out into center field, as Elmira is going to score 1 run. As coming in to score is going to be Santisteban, as the runner Bellinger will hold at third. And they're going to give that one a hit, so it's an RBI single for Taylor Skirpon. His first RBI of the night, and he's got a 2-hit ball game. As everybody moves up a base. And that brings in the catcher, Jordan Taylor. Taylor's going to ground this one to Priori at second, having to come over to cover the bag as the pitcher, Habershaw, as he does, but that'll bring in a run. As that makes it a 12-2 ball game, as Bellinger scores from third. Mark that one down as a 4-1. And that will be the first out of the inning. And that'll bring in the number 9 batter, Derek DeLear. DeLear 1 for 2 on the night. And that's going to bring out the manager, Matt Leahy, for a second time, which will signal a pitching change here for the Adirondack Trailblazers. With 2 runs in the inning and now a 12-2 lead for Elmira. As that RBI for Taylor Skirpon on the single up the middle is going to be RBI number 5 for him on the year. And then the RBI for Jordan Taylor will be his 3rd of the year. And I believe we're going to have a pitching change here, as Matt Leahy's still out talking with his team on the mound. So bases loaded for Elmira. And now they'll make the pitching change, as they installed for the pitcher down in the bullpen for the Trailblazers to get a couple more warm-up tosses in. Good job by the manager, Matt Leahy, to extend his time out on the mound. So 2 runs are in the inning for Elmira. They lead 12-2. Bases still loaded. And just 1 out. As it'll be a left-handed pitcher for the Trailblazers to come in and face the right-handed batting Derek DeLear. As we'll see who it is for the Trailblazers. I'm still waiting for them to make the announcement here at the stadium. As the pitcher warming up, the left-hander is not turned around, so I could catch his number yet. Now we'll get a chance. As it's going to be number 32, Woody Bryson. 6'4", 202 pounds, a left-hander. A freshman at Villanova out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. As he will be the 5th pitcher of the night for the Adirondack Trailblazers, and he will do just as Habershaw did back in the 3rd inning for the Trailblazers. He'll come in with the bases loaded, trying to keep Elmira from getting any more. As the catcher Cecilia went out and had a quick chat with Woody Bryson. So that'll bring in Derek DeLear here for Elmira. With the bases loaded and 1 out. Here comes the first pitch, and that fastball missed low and away to DeLear. A single, a walk, and a ground out to the shortstop for DeLear has also scored a run. The first left-hander that has come into the game for the Trailblazers, as the 1-0 pitch will miss low in the zone for ball 2. Trailblazers with 6 left-handed pitchers listed on their roster. Here's the 2-0. And this one is going to be a called strike as DeLear started to flinch, but couldn't pull the bat around. So RBIs in the inning for Taylor Skirpon and Jordan Taylor. And a pitch here is going to be fouled down the right field line and out of play for strike 2 as Elmira has taken a 12-2 lead here in the inning against the Trailblazers. So far through the first 6 innings, just 1 scoreless inning for the Elmira offense. That was in the 5th inning. Count holds 2-2 here as the batter DeLear asked for time. And now the pitch from Bryson is going to be a called strike 3, as after the count went to 2-0, DeLear got caught looking on the breaking ball, and that will be the 2nd out of the inning, and it'll be the first strikeout for Woody Bryson. That'll take things back to the top of the lineup for Elmira as Chris Kaluzdian will step in. Bryson checks the runners, delivers home. That one is going to be fouled back by Kaluzdian. Kaluzdian looking for his first hit in the ball game, as he is 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. Runners take their leads. The 0-1 out of the hand of Bryson. A curveball. That's going to be a single through the left side. 1 run's going to score. And Matt Birch going to hold the runner going into 3rd. Skirpon. And Elmira is going to take the 13-2 lead on the RBI single for Chris Kaluzdian, his first hit of the ball game. So that scores Hilson from third. As Skirpon moves over to third, and now Kaluzdian on first. So runners on the corners for Elmira. On RBI number 8 for the right fielder out of Manhattan. Now the left-hander Bryson throwing to the left-handed hitting TJ Dixon. And the first pitch is a called strike. And the move was made to the pitcher Bryson, with the next 3 out of 4 batters being left-handed for Elmira. The only batter not right-handed coming up is Nick Walker. So you have Dixon, Santisteban, and Bellinger that are all left-handed. So Elmira now a 13-2 lead, an 0-1 count to TJ Dixon. Dixon 1 hit on the night. That was an RBI single back in the first. Here comes the pitch, and that one is going to be fouled over towards the Pioneers dugout on the third base side, so the count is 0-2. 2 outs in the inning here for the Trailblazers, as Woody Bryson trying to get out of the inning with surrendering just 1 run. As the run that scored does get charged to Habershaw. The pitch here is going to be fouled out of play by Dixon. The count stays at 0 balls and 2 strikes. Bryson looks at the runner at first. The pitch is swung on towards the shortstop, Thomas, deep in the hole. And they're going to go to second for the force out. And they're able to get the out as Kaluzdian was sliding into second, but couldn't get there to beat out the force out throw as the second baseman, Peruri, held on to it. So Elmira will strand a runner on base as they pick up 3 in the inning. And after 5.5 innings here from the Smith in Boonville, New York, Elmira has a 13-2 lead. And it looks like there will be a pitching change for the Pioneers as Matt Birch is out with his lineup card chatting with the home plate umpire. So we'll get that change, and we'll come back. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are set here for the bottom of the 6th inning from the Smith in Boonville, New York, as the Trailblazers coming to the plate here against a new pitcher for Elmira. It'll be Blake Euler. out of Kentucky. And the Wildcat will throw a pitch home here that'll be outside for a ball for Blake Euler. This will be appearance number 4 for him, a 1.80 ERA, 1-0 record as he's thrown 5 innings, given up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, and has struck out 5 batters to 0 walks. His 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on to third base, throwing across the diamond. Hilson in time to Santisteban at first, and that will be the first out of the inning, as that was the first baseman, Williams, who is now 0 for 2 on the night. So for the starter, Sam Sinnen, he went 5 innings, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, and issued 1 walk, and also was able to strike out 2 batters. Pitch here is swung on and missed for a strike. The center fielder, Korenblatt, who was 1 for 2 in the game, an RBI triple back in the first for him, was also grounded out to Skirpon. The pitch here is going to be fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2. So just 2 strikeouts for Sinnen, but he was able to get a big double play to end the 5th inning. And the pitcher is swung on and missed for strike 3 by Korenblatt. So out of the bullpen, and Blake Euler has 2 quick outs, his 6th strikeout of the year. As that'll bring in R.J. Devish for the Trailblazers. The third baseman is 0 for 1 tonight, but has reached on an error back in the first inning. And the first pitch is a called strike from Euler. Euler is dealing out of the bullpen, as he did not pitch this year for Kentucky, as he actually had to sit out due to NCAA transfer rules, as he transferred from Transylvania and actually walked on to the baseball team, did not have any type of guarantee of making the team, and was able to walk on. So he was a redshirt sophomore this past year. And he has an 0-2 count to the batter, Devish. Here's the pitch. That one swung on towards Skirpon at second. Skirpon fields it, throws to first in time for the out. So it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Blake Euler as he sets down the side for the Trailblazers. And we'll head to the top of the 7th inning after 6 full here at the Smith. Elmira on top 13-2 against the Adirondack Trailblazers. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on the Elmira Pioneers Broadcasting Network. And we're set to go here in the top of the 7th inning from the Smith. As it'll be Nick Walker to lead off the inning against the big left-hander Woody Bryson for Adirondack. Here's the first pitch to him, and that's going to miss high for a ball. As Walker starts off the inning. As Walker is 1 for 2 on the night, a single, a strikeout, and 2 walks. And also as an RBI. As the 1-0 will miss outside for ball 2. Elmira 13 runs on 10 hits. And they've committed an error for the Adirondack Trailblazers. 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. And a 2-0 pitch is a fastball. It's called for a strike here. As the Trailblazers were able to get their 2 runs and 4 hits off of the starter Sam Sinnen. And then for that 6th inning, Blake Euler came out of the bullpen for Elmira, was able to sit down Adirondack in order. As he picked up a strikeout and 2 ground outs. And Sinnen in the line for the win. Here's a 3-1, as that one's going to be fouled over towards the Trailblazers dugout on the first base side. So the count will be 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Walker. Where the base is empty. Here on the top of the 7th inning, Woody Bryson delivers his pitch, and that one's going to be popped up in the air by Walker. Calling for it, the second baseman, Priori, and he makes the catch falling down. As he must have heard the right fielder, Longhurst, coming in, probably calling for it, but the catch is made for the first out of the inning. That'll go down as a P4. So that'll bring in the first baseman, Christian Santisteban. 5 RBIs in the game for him. On a triple and a home run. A 3-run home run, a 2-run triple. Lefty-lefty matchup here. There's a big breaking ball from Woody Bryson. There's going to be a called strike. First left-handed pitching that Santisteban has seen. And this one is he's going to foul off the 0-1 pitch over on the third base side. That one got over the light post here at the Smith. As Elmira was able to pick up 3 runs in that top half of the 6th inning on RBIs from Chris Kaluzdian, Taylor Skirpon, and Jordan Taylor. Here is the 0-2, a breaking ball that went low and away. Try to get Santisteban chasing. So count a ball and 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning. Zach Bellinger in the on-deck circle for the Pioneers. Here's the pitch from Bryson. That one swung on and missed for strike 3 by Santisteban. And that's the second time that he struck out tonight. As that'll be the second strikeout for Woody Bryson. And that'll bring in Zach Bellinger, who's had 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats, as he's 2 for 4 on the night.